They're suing me for something I didn't do. It's just the most bullshit thing, and I literally had to pay them a lot of fucking money.
Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis canceled.
You know, they just decided to pull the plug.
Tab 3, Jake Paul has now been taken to court by Gervonta "Tank" Davis. After pulling out of their fight, Jake is facing a full lawsuit from Tank, and this isn't just another boxing headline. This situation is about ego, money, and both fighters' reputations crashing in front of everyone. What was meant to be the biggest matchup of the year has turned into one of the messiest and most embarrassing dramas modern boxing has seen.
So that fight that was supposed to go down with Jake Paul and Gervonta "Tank" Davis in Miami on November 14th is not happening. It has been canceled officially.
A few months back, fans were fired up. Jake Paul, the bold, always talking YouTuber turned boxer who claimed he would shake up the entire sport, was set to face Gervonta "Tank" Davis, one of the hardest hitters in boxing today. Netflix was on board, huge money was involved, and everyone was expecting a showdown that would mix real competition with pure entertainment. It looked like the kind of event that could break the usual boundaries between sport, hype, and chaos.
Cause you have someone that we come from two different sides, like, of the world. We still on the same path to get the same thing.
And then everything fell apart. The posters were ready, the cameras were already running, the contracts were finalized, and out of nowhere, the entire event was called off. Just like that, the fight everyone expected disappeared. Jake Paul jumped on social media, presenting his choice as some sort of bold, noble move.
One of the most feared punchers in the sport of boxing. He's got a 93% knockout percentage. That's one of the best among current world champions.
He went online and blasted Gervonta, calling him a walking piece of garbage, accusing him of abuse, and claiming that Netflix had shut the fight down because of it. Jake said his company stands up for women and that he couldn't support giving Tank any spotlight. The way he said it, the timing, the dramatic tone, everything was designed to make Jake look like the righteous one walking away from a bad situation. And for a short moment, people actually bought it.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis team fights back. After Jake Paul canceled the fight, went on a tirade.
But the applause didn't hold. The praise faded quickly, replaced by quiet doubts that grew louder by the hour. It began softly with people connected to the promotion, then voices from Tank's team joined in, and soon experienced boxing insiders started speaking up, the kind of people who've seen publicity tricks like this more times than they can count.
I never let myself go there. You know, I'm a fierce competitor.
Tank's team is now fighting back, and they're stating that Netflix did not in fact cancel the bout.
The story Jake Paul worked so hard to push just didn't hold up. Netflix hadn't canceled a thing. In fact, Gervonta's coach, Kenny Ellis, said the fight was still happening. Jake got scared, Ellis stated, short, direct, and devastating. With that one line, Jake's entire moral stance fell apart. The tale of bravery and principles crumbled instantly. This wasn't about doing the right thing. It was fear disguised as virtue.
He has made a significant impact on the sport of boxing. He has certainly brought new eyes to the sport. He's done so much in uplifting women's boxing.
And then the talk about weight started surfacing. The contract required Jake to come in at 195 pounds, but people behind the scenes said he wasn't even close. He looked slow, worn out, and not in the condition he needed to be. The guy known for his confidence suddenly seemed exposed. On the other side, Tank was turning into a machine, quicker, lighter, and more dangerous every day. As fight night got closer, anyone really watching could see what was happening. Jake Paul was heading straight toward a knockout. Ellis didn't sugarcoat a thing. Netflix didn't cancel the fight. Jake did. He was scared, harsh, clear, and explosive.
They called Gervonta Davis the Tank for a reason. He only needs one shot to end the entire night.
Davis, big straight left, down goes Gervonta.
Fans started raising questions they had ignored before. If Jake was really taking a moral stand, then why did he fight Mike Tyson, who had actually served prison time? Why did he face Mike Perry, who has multiple accusations against him? Why was Gervonta suddenly the one opponent he couldn't accept? Why was this fight the only exception to all the others?
Jake fought a guy who was his age and was also considered a boxer, and he lost.
It just pisses me the fuck off. And then
you're good, take a break.
Very quickly, Jake's so-called moral stance started to look less like bravery and more like a cover-up for panic. Every tweet, every Instagram post, every public statement meant to protect his image was suddenly exposed for what it really was: damage control. Fans began putting the pieces together. The speech about protecting women looked like a PR shield. The outrage looked staged. The timing fit perfectly with someone trying to escape a bad situation. Fear had shaped the entire story, and Jake tried to disguise it as principles. But once Ellis's comments started spreading, the truth became impossible to ignore. Jake Paul wasn't stepping back because of values. He was backing out of a fight he believed he couldn't win, and now the world could finally see what was really going on behind the scenes.
Jake Paul took that and ran with it and then used it as a catalyst to stain Tank's name but not have to fight him.
By then, Jake's reputation was on the line. He wasn't fighting washed-up fighters anymore. He was up against a genuine threat, a world-class knockout artist who fights for results, not clicks or viral moments. The PR story flipped. Jake wasn't scared, they said. He was standing up for women. He wasn't quitting, he was taking a stand. For a while, that story worked. But now, it's starting to catch up with him.
I believe that he was making the money he says he's making. Showtime Boxing wouldn't have gone out of business, and Showtime would have made sure they kept paying him.
Gervonta Davis isn't letting this go. He's suing Jake Paul for defamation and breaking their contract, saying Jake's false claims seriously hurt his reputation and finances. The lawsuit argues that Jake's so-called moral stand wasn't a mistake, it was intentional. If Team Davis can show that Netflix never canceled the fight, Jake could be on the hook for millions.
What else to say? I didn't want to give this woman abuser a platform to grow his fans and to grow his bank account. My company champions women. I'm so sorry to everyone involved, mostly to the undercard fighters, to my team at MVP, and to my team who worked so hard.